want to talk to one of those Democrats right now. No doubt she will be doing some serious grilling today. California Democratic Congresswoman Katie Porter. She is on the House Oversight Committee, where DeJoy will be testifying in a pretty short amount of time. Congresswoman, when you watched Friday's hearing, even questions from your Democratic colleagues, did you leave did you watch satisfied that, oh, things are going to change, something's going to get done?
Absolutely not. I asked my staff, I watched part of the hearing myself, but then I asked my staff to prepare the 5 most powerful moments from the hearing. And I literally texted them, this is it. So I think there's a lot of room left for us to ask important questions and hold him accountable. I will tell you that he is a difficult witness. He filibusters, he gives long, rambling answers. This is somebody who spent a lot of his career as a CEO evading responsibility. So I have spent a lot of time this weekend, last week, this morning, preparing for this hearing, and I'm excited to get answers for the American people.
Given that he's a difficult witness, what do you plan on doing differently? Yes, he was asked last week, did you speak directly to President Trump or Secretary Mnuchin? We know full well President Trump has been doing this long enough. He's not going to have a direct conversation with the postmaster if he wants him to do something nefarious.
No, he's definitely going to use others to get his message across. And the question is Mr. DeJoy going to be forthcoming about those conversations? But I think we also have to be focusing on looking forward, not just on looking back. The American people depend on the U.S. Postal Service. And as you saw in the segment before, delivery is down 9%. We are hearing stories from veterans. One really important fact to know that when we attack our United States Postal Service, when Mr. DeJoy does that, he is also attacking our veterans. 80% of prescriptions filled by the VA are delivered by the United States Postal Service. The Postal Service employs over 100,000 veterans, over half of whom are people with disabilities in good, high-paying jobs. So we have to press DeJoy not just to explain his past actions, but to commit to changing his future actions.
Well, he actually on Friday made a whole lot of promises and said he is fully confident that they can make these changes and improve service. Do you believe that in any way? And if you don't, what can you do to hold him accountable?
Well, look, presumably Mr. DeJoy thought these changes were going to be improvements to our postal service. Otherwise, he would not have made them. Or he's intentionally trying to hurt the USPS. One of those things has to be true. So there's a couple really important things missing from his announcement. One is that he has not promised to reverse the damaging changes he's already made. He said, I'll stop making things worse. But he needs to actually put things back to the status quo, plug back in machines, authorize changes and reversals in his procedures. The second thing is he said he'll stop making more destructive changes until after the election. But long after the election, people are still going to need to receive their medications, their bills. Businesses are still going to need to deliver advertisements. So it doesn't do any good to just say, I won't make it worse for the next 2 months. We need to have a Postmaster General who can help improve and fix and stabilize our postal service going forward.
We can't forget that all of this is going on during the pandemic. He mentioned slowdowns that were caused by coronavirus, specifically in cities with high minority populations. He mentioned Detroit and Philly. Do we know enough about how they're going to keep serving those communities even amidst this pandemic?
No, we don't. And that's why this hearing is so important. I mean, I go, as you know, dead last on the committee, and I am not worried that there will be all the questions answered before it's my turn. There is so much information that we need to get from Mr. DeJoy, and we need to activate others, including our inspector generals and other people to hold him accountable. So I expect this hearing to be the first of several actions that the House is taking to support the Postal Service.
Don't get discouraged by dead last. That could be saving the best for last, depending on how you look at it. I do want to ask you about stimulus.
I love going dead last.
Is there any way?
Clean up.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Cleanup batter. Is there any way in terms of stimulus to get a standalone bill that gets some money to people, even if it doesn't get all the other elements that you want?
Stephanie, I certainly hope so, because things are really difficult here in our communities. I'm coming to you here from California, and people are really worried. They're worried about the lack of unemployment and those benefits ending. You and I talked last in July about a plan to reopen schools, and yet school time has come and gone, and we still don't have one. So we absolutely need to be finding a way to get funding to the Postal Service, which the House passed. We hope the Senate will take that up, but we need to be providing economic help to American families, and that means ongoing unemployment benefits and additional support for working families.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.